Hey, what is happening, you dimly lit lampet? So the other day on the stream, I did a tier list of the current Silver Tempest format and where my thoughts currently are as far as most of the decks stand. So I thought I'd share that with you guys here today on the YouTube channel, so you have a better idea of what I think about the top competitive decks in the format. If you guys think I messed up on this tier list at all and I put something where it shouldn't have been, or if you think there were some decks that weren't on the tier list that should have been, let me know in the comment section down below. Let's get into it and show you guys what I think about the current Silver Tempest format. Okay, so for this tier list, the criteria I'm going to use is tier S will be uncounterable, or even when countered for. You can either reverse counter it with your own techs, or it gets you like 50-50 against it. So that will be, if I can find it, to like kind of set the standard. Where is Lugia? It's got to be in here. Oh, there we go. So Lugia will be tier S. Basically uncounterable / when you counter it, they can reverse counter you with their own counters. So you might be able to get like a tournament up on them, but that's about it. And tier 1 will be extremely good versatile decks that if you don't counter them, they will be, you know, they're going to be pretty good. So I think we put both Mews in there. I don't actually know how good Mellow Mew is overall in this format, but I think it deserves to be there for now. You can also put stuff like Palkia and Teleon. And we can start to move some of these other decks down here as kind of the riffraff. There's going to be decks that are like solid. I think we should actually add one more row. Add row below. And we will do a trash. So these decks basically don't function properly consistently enough to be considered like a deck. And we're going to put stuff like Arceus Aerodactyl, Arceus Aggron, and I actually think it's like the deck functions, it's just not very powerful, so that'll be in like tier 3. Teleon Charizard probably going to tier 2. Can't really hang with the Lost Zone decks, but it's pretty powerful actually besides the Lost Zone decks, so I think we'll go with that. Arceus Beedrill, tier 2 deck as well. And we'll probably change some of this stuff around later on. Tier 3, Arceus Around, it functions, but it's just not very powerful even at max functionality. Arceus Peak functions. So actually I should almost have one more tier here, I think. Arc Gudra once again functions, but even when it's functioning, it's not doing very much. Same with Arc Intel. Arceus Tina, when it functions, a little bit more powerful. Arc Superior, that's just gonna be trash. Let's see, Miltank. I don't know if I want to put that in tier 2. I don't know how its Lugia matchup goes, but it's better than these decks. So I might have to create another tier in here, but I actually might be comfortable with this tier breakdown. All right, Darkrai Ho-Oh, trash. Dialga, probably tier 3. It functions, but at max power, not very good. Durant, I almost want to put Durant in tier 3, but Durant is trash. Eternatus, tier 3, functions, but even when it functions, not very good. Zoroark, tier 2 deck, fairly powerful when functions. Block Snorlax, control deck, trash. Lost Zone Dialga is trash. Gudra, Comfy, also trash. Tina, Comfy. I don't actually know if this one actually is how good this is up against Lugia, but I'll probably still keep it in tier 1 alongside some of the other powerhouses that have been powerhouses for a while. Urshifu Comfy is tier 3. Actually, this one might just be in trash, to be honest. The deck does not function that well. Articuno Comfy. This is a new Articuno that paralyzes the active Pokemon, right? It's actually a cool cheesy that's a cool cheesy deck right there. Trash. Mewtwo V Union, probably in tier 2. There's probably gonna be some build in Mewtwo V Union that is reasonable. I think the card is always pretty reasonable, so I'm gonna put it in tier 2. Articuno Frostmoth. I would assume that functions a little bit better than the Comfy build, so I'm gonna put that in tier 3. We got Palkia Kyurem. I'm going to put this deck in tier 2. That one would be a little bit of a controversial place. And these aren't really in any order. In the tiers, these decks aren't in any order. So it's all the way over here. But like, I guess Kyurem Palkia would probably be up over here. I think Kyurem Palkia is solid. I actually just don't think the deck is that good. Palkia Vulpix probably functions. Don't have no idea. Palkia Ice-Rider is abysmally awful right now. I'm going to put that in the trash tier. Regidrago functions, but it's just not powerful enough. Once again with the Regidrago. Reggie's is tier 1, not tier S though. Lucky Vikavolt. I've actually found Vikavolt to be pretty powerful. I've played quite a bit of Vikavolt now in last format and now this format. So, I actually think Vikavolt like pretty solid right now. Sablezard, this is tier 1 for sure. Kirlia Shadow, I have no idea what that goes in trash. Stone Journer, trash. Darkrai, trash. Zoro Box, I actually think could be tier 1. Urshifu, I'm going to put in tier 3. Functional, but not powerful enough. Zoro Box, I think it could actually be in the tier 1 spot here. But I haven't tested enough, so I'm going to give it a tier 2. It's been one of those decks that's been on the cusp of being, like, considered a competitor as far as decks go. I don't think it'll ever be a tier S deck. I don't think it'll ever be a tier S deck, but I think it could be like a tier 1 deck where it can be like a constant consideration at major tournaments. But I haven't tested it enough yet. The little testing I have done with it has led me to believe that it's not great. All right, chat. I'm not looking at chat. So what are the comments, chat? What do you guys think? Zoro either tier 1 or trash, no in between. Where would we put Clefairy Deer deck? Probably tier 3, functional, but not very powerful. Tier 2 is like functional and has a decent amount of power. Tier 1 is very functional, very powerful, or just very powerful, not very functional. And then tier S is Lugia. Vikavolt tier 1. Vika is 1. I don't know about that. I don't know if I put Vika at tier 1. I'm not gonna move Vika up. Reggie tier 1 plus 1. What is 1 plus 1? Zoro Box is horrible. Blissey Miltank is trash. Literally gets 100-0'd by Lugia. Okay, I could see that, but I haven't tested it out yet. So Blissey Miltank has always been a solid deck in my opinion. So I'm gonna leave it at tier 2 for now. But I guess that makes sense because they just kind of put 4 powerful energy on it. Okay, yeah, I can see how that matchup would play out really poorly for Blissey, to be honest. Well, no, you could do some shenanigans with like Miltank plus Yveltal though, right? Yeah, I could see it. You'd have to bring Yveltal back into the deck, but you could do some shenanigans. I'm going to keep Blissey at tier 2, because I think you just bring Yveltal back in the mix. And maybe Crushing Hammers. Probably just Yveltals, though. Uju goes in tier 2? Nah, no shot. Isn't Dura good against special energy users? Not good enough to keep it out of tier 3. I'll put Lost Box with Zara. What is Zara? Oh, with Zard in tier S. Won 2 major events recently. Yeah, but it's a new meta. Lugia wasn't around for those, so I wouldn't put it in tier S yet. Oh, Yveltal takes care of that. That's true. You just attack with Archeops. All right, maybe you're right. All right, I'll accept your argument. I'll move Blissey down to tier 3. I'll accept it. Lunarok tier S. I guess Lunarok is the one deck that I could see worth. Lunarok is definitely worth being on this list over some of the other decks for sure. Is Arc Bees a mustard build? Yeah, it's a mustard build. I don't know how good it actually is overall. Like theoretically, it's good against, or it is good against Mew and Lugia. I would assume. I don't know if it's good enough, but Arc Bee like theoretically is pretty good. But overall, there might be too many other decks in the format that it struggles against to make it worth playing it. Also, Box seems to have a hard time against Lugia. Yeah, that's why I'm not going to put it in tier S yet. Yeah, Pure Kyurem can be tier 1. It can be, but it's not. Never seen you play Palkia, but I assumed it was because you didn't enjoy the best deck in the format, but you've been playing a lot of Lugia. Did you just never enjoy Palkia? Yeah, Palkia wasn't ever really that fun to play. It was like, okay. All right, we're locking it up. This is the list. This is the list. I don't see any other convincing arguments on anything. Yeah, I don't see any convincing arguments. So this is it. We're locking it in. Tier S is Lugia. Tier 1, Mew, Palkia, Tina, Reggie, Sablezard. And one of the Mews, I'm sure, is going to come out on top and be the correct way to play the deck. And the other Mew will kind of fall to the wayside. I don't see both being very competitive and popular. But it's possible. They do play reasonably different. So I could see, as long as the DTE build of Mew can keep up with Lugia, which is what I fear it won't be able to do, then I could see that. But not having that turn 1 aggressive option as Mew into a deck that can 1 KO your Mews consistently seems pretty bad. So, yeah. So I think Mew's, the Meloetta Mew will probably be the most dominant one, but I'm not ready to write off DTE Mew yet. And then tier 2, Kyurem, Palkia, Zardenteleon, Tina Arc B, Zoroark, Mewtwo V Union, Regieleki, and Zorobox. And then tier 3, and then there's the trash tier. And that's it.